How old you is?
27.
Dang, you 30? You
Dang.
old as heck. I did not know you was that old.
Pushing 30
bro.
is insane.
You look good. You look good for your age.
Is it cobwebs down there?
You don't think it's time to settle down and start having kids? You getting up there.
Nah, you old. Not gonna lie.
Calm down. Let me call you when I call.
Hey sexy butterflies, it's your fave mushroom fairy Kira, and I'm back with another video. I'm low-key on a roll. Like, let's just give a little round of applause for me. Hey.
Okay.
If you're new here, welcome. I hope you love it here. I hope you're here to stay, because one thing for sure is I know you're cute, I know you're pretty, I know you're moisturized, I know you're that girl or that guy, and you know, like, we sexy over here, okay? Sexy butterflies stand up, period. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So I wanted to talk about Gen Z's obsession with age, particularly the younger side of Gen Z, because I feel like the ones that are older, they're not as bad, but the younger side, y'all, I'm sorry, y'all be doing too much, way too much. Like, it's not quiet on the creek at all. As a 96 baby, I am definitely feeling the heat this year as I am turning 30 next month. Happy early birthday to me, by the way. I am a self-proclaimed zillennial, which is that sweet spot between 95 and 2000. I feel like I'm too young for millennials, but too old for Gen Z. I remember life before social media. I remember life before the internet became such a pivotal part of our lives. I was too young for the MySpace era. I was around like 6, 7 years old when MySpace was created, but I do remember when Facebook became popular. I made my account in 2009 when I was around 13 years old. I didn't really become active on social media until my senior year of high school. That's when I made an Instagram because all of my friends at the time were pressuring me to make an Instagram and a Snapchat, and eventually I caved. I'm just saying all of that to say that I really appreciate the era that I grew up in, because I feel like I was among the last generation to really enjoy life before the internet and social media took over. Okay, but back to the topic at hand. I feel like I've been getting called old by folks 3 to 5 years younger than me since I turned 25. I remember me and my husband, we were hanging out with some younger couples. They were like 21, 22. Military life, with the way everything is set up, it pretty much encourages young marriages. So it's not a foreign thing to see couples that are married at 18, 19, 20. So with my husband being a new soldier, he was around a lot of soldiers that were fresh out of high school, really young. And when we would be hanging out with these couples and they would ask us like, how old are y'all? And we're like, oh, we're 25. They would be like, damn, y'all old. Like, excuse the fuck out of me. I'm just speaking from personal experience, but I know that when I was growing up, I was around a lot of older women growing up as a Jehovah's Witness and just being around what I called older sisters. So I'm like 13 years old and I'm hanging with late 20-somethings and early 30-somethings. I never thought that they were old. I just looked up to them as like, okay, like she got her life together, or when I grow up, I want to be just like you. But it just never crossed my mind of like, they're old. I don't remember that being like a thing when I grew up, but maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just don't remember it being like that. And I feel like with the internet, with social media, with how things are now, just the ageism, especially when it comes to women, is insane. I feel like there's a lot of contributing factors to this, but one of the main things is just that feeling that you are running out of time. And that is something that permeates the young adult demographic heavily. I know that when I was in my early 20s, as I'm scrolling on social media and I see people my age accomplishing all of these wonderful things, they're doing all these crazy, just monumental things. And here I am, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? And in essence, it's like I'm internalizing that like a failure on my end, like I'm doing something wrong. And so there's that feeling of like you're running out of time. And for the people that feel like they are running out of time, I just want to tell you to be gentle, be patient with yourself, because we are not living in normal times. I feel like we're living in some alternate timeline and reality, and shit has not been the same since 2020. We are living in the age of late stage capitalism. We have this crazy orange Cheeto in office. We are seeing the rise of fascism, racism, the oppression of women and people of color, Black people. Like, it is just crazy out here. So I just feel like anybody that is putting like all this unnecessary pressure on themselves and feeling bad about not accomplishing certain things, like, please, you're doing amazing.
Go, Kylie, go. Good job, Kylie. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Wow, look at her go.
Like, when I look at my life, I feel like a lot of things could be a lot worse. I could be on crack. I could be on drugs. I could be indulging in self-destructive behaviors to cope with this world, but I'm not. And you know what? I will take that win. And can we also acknowledge that the 30s then are not the same as the 30s now? Because I just feel like the times were so different. Women barely had rights. A lot of them were homemakers, barefoot and pregnant, not by choice, but because the patriarchal system literally forced them into it. Men were able to buy a house and support a family off of one income, which is pretty hard to do nowadays. I also feel like because these teens and young adults now, they're not really enjoying their youth in a healthy way. I don't know how to explain this. Like, what exactly am I trying to say right now? Okay, I'll give an example. And really with this example, there's a lot of nuances involved, but I'm just going based off of personal experience. I remember when I was in high school, there were girls and there were boys that they were living a very fast lifestyle. They were already having sex. They were already drinking, smoking. They were already like doing a lot of the things that I didn't really start indulging in until like my late teens, early 20s. So I feel like something like that kind of contributes to the feeling like you've hit the wall once you've reached that age, because you start so young and you kind of hit a plateau because you've been living that fast life for so long. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know. Like, some of the kids that I went to school with, like, they were doing too much. It makes me think of the show Euphoria, because ironically it was portrayed by adults, but in the show they're 16, 17, and they are going through some really deep shit, from drug addiction, domestic abuse, sexual exploration, sex work, grooming. Like, these were some heavy themes that were implemented into the show. And although it was controversial, I do feel like that's stuff that happens in real life.
And the you're old at 30 conversation, that's really some white people shit. I'm not gonna lie. That's some shit that I had never heard until we started sharing online spaces with white people online, right? That's some shit I had never heard before. All my TTs was 30, lit, young, living a best life. I never viewed 30 as old, bitch. I never viewed 40 as old. I don't know when that conversation started getting pushed in the white community, or if that's always been something going on in the white community. But that idea that you're old at 30 has never existed in the Black community. Ever. Like, ever. Like, even this ideology that you're supposed to start like looking and dressing away and changing your aesthetic, or you're not supposed to do this, do that. Like, those are white people normatives. No tea, no shade. Now that I feel like Black people share these online spaces with white people, we're being like pushed into those dialogues, but none of that stuff had ever existed before. It was nothing I ever heard. Honestly, I wish I could scrub it from my brain. That is a part of white culture that I never needed to know. That y'all be age shaming each other. Y'all be hating, like, and that's because y'all live these like extremely normative lives surrounding around family. Right? They need white women to have children by a certain age so that they can control y'all. Yeah, so y'all can be controlled. Honestly, by 30, most Black women have already had children. Culturally speaking, they already had children. Unmarried, had children, they don't care. So like, this ideology that you're old by 30 has never mattered in the Black community, because that concept exists so that white women will settle down, have families, choose whoever, right? Just to get it done with. Be fearful, have children, have family, get married, so that patriarchy can continue to control you. But that idea has never existed in the Black community. It just hasn't. There has never been a need to control us in that way because they've already controlled our men by jailing them and disenfranchising them, and control the women by also disenfranchising them economically through jobs and labor. But yeah, that concept is very, very white normative. Very, very.
Oh my god, dude, look at this picture of Anne Hathaway. Doesn't she look so good?
Oh my god, she does.
She was 34 in this picture. Isn't that crazy?
No, not really. Why?
Well, I mean, I just hope I look this good at 34, you know?
34 is not old at all. That, like, what?
She is aging so gracefully, I'll
She
tell
literally
you that.
hasn't aged. She's in her 30s. What?
God, like, what is her secret? What do you think she does?
Girl, her secret is just being alive. Fuck you mean?
I'm not even gonna lie, like my 20s were ghetto as fuck. I'm actually really excited to be turning 30 this year, and I am just so blessed and grateful, thankful that I have made it this far, because people want to talk about 30 being old, but the minute that someone passes away at that age, it was, oh, they were so young, they had so much life to live. Like, it's crazy how things switch up depending on the situation. Like, I'm sorry, but nobody is going to make me feel bad about turning 30. Like, I look good, I smell good. What Big Sean say? I look better than what I've been through. And like Monica said, I'm still standing. Like, hello?
I'm still here. Oh, I'm still here.
Also, I don't like how y'all are calling people in their 30s auntie and unk. When I was growing up, auntie and unk was like starting in the 40s and 50s, but y'all keep moving it up. And I don't know, I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, I'm still young, I'm still turned, okay? Auntie and unk, it does not give that. So I'm gonna need y'all to stop with that. Also, can we talk about how misogyny and patriarchy has convinced us that men essentially get better with time, while women, after a certain age, they have quote unquote hit the wall?
The red pill guys have this kind of revenge fantasy where it's like, oh, you won't date me now in your 20s, but in your 30s, just you wait. And it's like, okay, women in their 30s are doing fine. Women are much less likely, statistically, to be single in their 30s versus their 20s. And the average age of marriage in terms of median is 29 for women.
Yeah.
It's about 29. It depends on UK, Australia,
Right.
Canada,
Okay,
US,
okay.
but around 29, which means that half of women, median, so half of women are getting married at an age older than 29.
I'm sorry, but that's just propaganda that I'm not falling for, especially when it has the most crustiest and dustiest of men thinking that they can hold a candle to their female counterpart that is like light years ahead of them. Like, the delusion is so real. I can only hope that one day people are not as obsessed with age and thinking that your life is over when you're 30, but the way this world is headed, I just don't even have high hopes for that either. Anyways, that is all I have for this video today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you feel like your life is over because you turned 30? If you're already 30, how did you feel once that happened? Are people calling you old now that you've turned 25 and up? Like, let's chat in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, sexy butterflies.